Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Tuesday. For this series for the month of June is Pride season. So we're celebrating the queer LGBTQ plus community, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about pansexual and just the identity itself. So pansexuality is sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction towards people regardless of their sex or their gender identity. The prefix pan comes from the Greek, meaning all. So basically, pansexuality, you're not limiting yourself. Sexual, emotional, romantic choice with regard to biological sex, gender, as well as gender identity. I do have the flag here. You can see it on my shirt too, but I have the flag. Pink represents women, blue represents men, and yellow represents non-binary and genderqueer individuals. So it encompasses almost all the community. There are some misconceptions to pansexuality. Some of them include that pansexual individuals are automatically promiscuous, meaning that we just sleep around basically with anyone and everyone, which isn't true. Pansexuals are also the same as bisexual individuals, but that's also not true. It also Another misconception is that we're also only exclusively attracted to non-binary individuals, meaning that they don't identify as a man or a woman, which is not true as well. That pansexuality is the latest trend, which is not true. That pansexuality isn't a thing; that it's a myth. And the last misconception is that we're just confused on our personal preferences, which also is not true. Other than Pride Month, there are some celebrations throughout the year that pertain specifically to pansexuality. And the first is on May 24th. It celebrates Pansexual and Panromantic Individual Visibility Day. So that's just to bring awareness out for the community. And then there's also December 8th, which is Pansexual and Panromantic Pride Day. So again, just celebrating ourselves. For those of you that don't know, there are some celebrities out there that identify as pansexuals, and it's also an umbrella term for individuals that are just open to being sexually, romantically, or emotionally involved with individuals too as well. So for those of you that don't know, Courtney Act is a drag queen based out of Australia and was on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6 and also competed in Dancing with the Stars Season 16. They identify as pansexual as well as gender fluid. Then there's also the famous Demi Lovato, who was in the news recently, singer, songwriter, and actress based out of Albuquerque. They just recently came out as non-binary, utilizing they, them, their pronouns. They do identify as pansexual. There's also Miley Cyrus, singer, songwriter, and actress, identifies as well as gender fluid and pansexual. Then the infamous Brendan Urie from the lead singer of Panic at the Disco identifies as pansexual too as well. There are some celebrities, like I mentioned, that utilize pansexual as an umbrella term. That they're open with their with, like I said, with their relationships. Some of them are Kesha, Jojo Siwa, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, who just recently came out. Sarah Paulson too as well. So that's kind of pansexuality as a whole. Like I said, you're not limiting yourself with your sexual, romantic, and emotional preferences. You're in regards to sexual identity, gender identity too as well. So you're just open to those connections. Um, Talking about personal experience, I originally first came out as homosexual or gay back in 2010. I was 17 years old, and it was right before my senior year in high school. And for a while, I was content with myself living as a homosexual. Uh, Typically, homosexuality means that you're attracted to men. Um, so that's how I felt for a while going into college, and it wasn't until I moved from my associate's degree to bachelor's degree when I moved to Albuquerque and experienced more as an individual, as well as grew, made connections, got to meet people, made friends, um, experiencing things that I would never do as far as fun, like going hiking, uh, playing paintball, um, just having fun in college in general. And then I moved back here to Gallup in 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019. It was right after college, and I found this wonderful, lovely job at the library. And it wasn't until after college, after having all those experiences and growing as an individual, that I started to question my identity again. Um, and I came to realize after forming these emotional connections to individuals, having these strong emotions, that I realized that I'm not homosexual, but I more closely align myself with pansexuality. Um, just because, like I said, the definition itself is resonates more with me. So last year, last Pride season in 2020, I decided to go ahead and come out to my family, and as pansexual, um, and my family was accepting. There were a lot of questions from certain individuals I had to answer, which was a little bit awkward for me, but I managed to get through it. There's still some mixed feelings from some of my family members, um, but they'll get over it eventually. So, what I would like to take, well, actually, before I wrap this up, I myself, on top of being pansexual, I identify as non binary. So, no, I don't necessarily identify as a man, but I also don't identify as a woman. So, somewhat in between. It just depends on how I feel. And then on top of that, I am trying to dress more androgynously, which is fashion in general doesn't have gender labels. So if you notice, I'm wearing a kimono, which is typically women's wear, and I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Um, so, like I said, I'm trying not to dress a certain way, so that's why I'm trying to dress more gender neutral. But what I would like for you to take away from this is that be true to yourself. If you feel one way someday, like how I felt being homosexual for almost 10 years, um, and then you suddenly start to experience life, having life experiences, growing as an individual, making connections with other people that are like-minded or totally opposite from you. Um, just be willing to love yourself and love others, and go from there. And it's ultimately up to you how you identify yourself. Like I said, um, I'm a pansexual, non-binary human. So yeah, just love yourself and love others too as well. With that, today is Talking Tuesday, our Pride edition. I talked about pansexuality. If you have any additional questions, you're more than welcome to ask them in the comments section down below. Or you can also call the library and ask for me directly if you want. Um, I like to provide a safe space for others to be able to talk about these types of things. Um, so I do know of other individuals that like I said, I identify along the spectrum, but yeah, I'm kind of rambling, but thank you again, and I hope this was educational. If you didn't know about pansexuality, tune in our next Talking Tuesday, which is approximately 2 weeks from today, when we have a guest speaker talk about bisexuality, which is slightly different from pansexuality. Um, and then tune into all of our other programs we have on our calendar. We have our Creative Corner series, Crafty Kids, Walk on the Wild Side. We have summer reading coming up pretty soon too as well. All of our Fun Fridays, which are held virtually. Our next one will be this week Friday, which I believe is the New Mexico Wildlife Center. They're going to be talking about some of their animals, which should be fun. And then all of our rest of our events, you can get a calendar, a physical calendar from the library, or you can always look on our website and our Facebook pages. Um, and if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We also have YouTube, and we recently added TikTok, so be on the lookout for those videos too as well. Again, my name is Josh. I work here at the library, and thank you for joining us on this week's Talking Tuesday.